you need an Xbox, a USB stick, and a laptop or computer of the sorts. What's going on, YouTube? WildLion Games here. We're going to get right to it. No time for dilly-dallying. You're here for a tutorial. So all I'm showing you here is that, as you can see, there are no custom teams. That's what I'm showing you that for, so that you know this works at the end of it when that whole page is filled with custom NFL teams. Now, if you have NFL, or if you have teams that you've created that you want to keep, I will show you how to save those, so don't stress. You can still save them. You're not going to lose your hard work. But what you want to do to start is make sure that USB stick is plugged into your Xbox. Scroll over to System Settings and down to Storage. Once you're in storage, you're going to see that USB drive in there. Don't open that yet. Let's open up the hard drive first. You're going to want to go to Games and Apps. Scroll down until you find Backbreaker, and you're going to see all these different files. You want to find custom teams. Make sure it matches the profile that you play with. So I'm TMax719. Hit Custom Teams. I'm going to open that up. Hit Copy. Then I'm going to copy it over to my USB device. Copy in progress. Waiting. Boom. That's all. That's really all you got to do. So now that custom teams file is now on that USB drive in your Xbox. So we will pull it out of the Xbox, bring it over to our laptop. And before you get started, you're going to need this program called Horizon, wemod.com/Horizon. It is a modding tool, free for the Xbox 360. You can find the link in the description. That's what the icon looks like right there. We're going to open this bad boy up. Might take a minute. If you're enjoying this tutorial, I guess this is a time for me to say like and subscribe. So now that the Horizon's opened up here, you want to have this flash drive. It's going to automatically open Hit Games. You're going to find Backbreaker right there. Super easy. You're going to click on that and the little arrow, and then you're going to hit Custom Teams. Now, this is very important. Very important. You need to follow this step by step. Pay attention to the profile ID and device ID, because they're all different and you're going to need to keep yours, which is why it's important to first copy over your custom teams file to the USB drive so that you have your profile ID and device ID. Now, what I did is I used a notepad to copy these things over. If you want to use a Word document, a piece of paper, your phone, I don't care. You just need to be able to have some organization to copy these things down. So I'll go ahead and delete what I have here just so you can see it for the purpose of the tutorial. I'm going to Control C, and I'm going to go into my notepad, hit Control V. Then I'm going to go over to the device ID, highlight it, Control C, and I'm going to go over here and hit Control V. Boom. So now I've saved that. That's all we need to do there. Just got to save it. You need those for later. Don't worry about anything else now. Now, if you have custom teams that you've created, I'll get to that in a second. Don't worry. But what you're going to do, and again, I'll have the link to the files in the description, but basically what I'm doing now is just searching on YouTube, my video, download it now. If you want to watch the trailer, this is how you find it. Skip all these ads, and down in the description here, you can download the file. Now, I'll have this file in this video, but if you also want to check out the trailer, that's, there's the trailer too. The file is also in there. So it's going to take you to MediaFire. You want to download it. Ignore all the little pop-up ads and stuff that comes up. And your download will start, what was that, Klondike? Is that what it's called? And this is important. So you see how I have BBCUS14, and then in parentheses there's a 1. We're going to want to rename that, because if the file is not exactly BBCUS14 in all caps, it's going to mess up. And the reason why I have one down here when I was practicing earlier, making sure that it worked before I recorded it. But anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete the older one and throw it in the recycle bin so that I can use this current one I downloaded and rename it. Because if you have any changes to that file name, the system's not going to recognize it, and it's just going to be a corrupt roster file, and there's not going to be any teams there for you. So make sure you delete it. Make sure there's no spaces after the 4. BBCUS14, that's what it should look like. If it downloads just like that, that's perfect. The only reason mine had the 1 is because I already had one downloaded. And it's best to, because your custom roster file is also going to have the same name, so it really is best to kind of organize these into folders, and I'll show you what I've done. So what you want to do is, I can minimize this real quick. So I've created this folder that has like all the various rosters that I've made over the years, all the way back to 2013. And I'm just going to make a new folder here called tutorial. And this is where I'm going to put our new file and our custom teams file. So the file we just downloaded right there. If you want to leave it in your downloads, leave it in your downloads. But if you want to be organized and know where everything is, I suggest you make some sort of folder, or however you like to organize things, I would do that. Now, let's say in this custom teams that we pulled from our Xbox, we have some really awesome teams and logos that we've created. We don't want to lose them. You want to right click, hit extract, and then go to wherever you're storing this and then save it in there. So I'm going to go to tutorial. In here, I'm going to create a new folder. So right click in the empty space, hit new, my awesome teams, because you made some sick logos, right? And you want to hang on to them. And I'm just going to save that in there. So now that it's saved, now that we've saved your custom teams that you've created on your own, we're good to move forward. If you don't have any custom teams, then you can obviously just kind of skip that step. You don't need to save it, but you can just go ahead, right click and delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes, we're sure we want to delete. Now we're just gonna go to this blue arrow, hit inject new file, and we're gonna go find that roster file that we downloaded. So we're gonna go to tutorial where we saved it, bbcust14. Boom. It has been successfully transferred to the USB drive. And then this is that important part again, right? So we have this new set of profile and device IDs in here. We want to delete them. Then go back to your notepad, your Word doc, whatever you did to save it. And same thing, you're just going to highlight copy and paste it now from the notepad into Horizon's program. And that's it, man. Then you're just going to hit save, rehash, and re-sign. I like to do it a few times because I'm paranoid and I like to just make sure it works. I think once is just fine, but I do it a few times. And once you've done that, you're literally done. It's that easy. You just exit out, make sure you safely eject the USB stick. But yeah, you can just close everything out after you've done that. It's super simple. So you take the USB stick away, plug it back into the Xbox 360, and then in here, you're going to want to scroll back over to that system settings, storage devices. And now you're going to go to your USB storage, go to Backbreaker, custom teams, hit copy, and you want to copy this over to your hard drive. You want to say yes. It's going to ask you, you're going to overwrite another file. You're going to say, I definitely want to do it. And then you're just going to back out and launch the game. Now, if you do have custom teams, you want to have two different sets of custom teams in here. Another way to do it is just not copy it over to the hard drive. So let's say you have like some cool teams on your hard drive that you want to keep, and you don't want to override them. Well, when you come to the screen here and you launch the game, you can pick whether you're using the USB device or the hard drive. So it's pretty simple. But yeah, man. So now, as you can see, we got all the NFL teams in here. Everything's looking pretty good. Updated logos for everybody. Rams got a new logo. Chargers colors are modified. All the rosters up to date. Dolphins new logo is in here. Jags new logo is in here. That took forever. Buccaneers new uniforms. Falcons new uniforms. Now, real quick, don't leave the tutorial yet. This page right here, custom teams. You don't want to enter these teams individually. This screen, viewing it, cycling around, this is fine. If you were to press A and go in to edit one of these teams, even if you don't make any changes, it's automatically going to default all the player stats and depth chart to whatever the system settings are. So all the custom ratings that each of these players have, the custom depth charts for that team are going to go away and reset to some factory default. Just a warning. So if you press A on any of these teams, like if I press A on the Jets there and I open it up, even if I don't make any changes to the Jets, it's now, when I exit back out to this page, the Jets is going to be totally different. The player names are still going to be the same, but their ratings are going to be different. The depth chart is going to be different. So I know it's really annoying because you want to go in, you want to look at the rosters and the depth chart. I know that's super frustrating. The Backbreaker does it that way. But just a warning, do not open those. Now, I mean, I guess if you just want to randomize the ratings, then yeah, sure, man, go for it. I don't care. But it's just a warning out there that that will happen. Anyway, that's it. That's the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was easy to follow. Thanks again for watching. If you did like the video, let me know in the comments and give it a thumbs up. Also, hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. More content coming to you soon. Peace.